The good news was Catherine wasn't dead. The bad news was that she was in a coma deeper than anyone thought possible. The ever-helpful Detective Magnata had her brought to the Tribeca Center for Cyber Studies, also known as the Medicog. Meanwhile, I stopped off at the police station to see a few sources and try to retrieve Catherine's portable whack. Hopefully, she'll have left me a message.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Insercoin, soy Jaimix y hoy vamos a jugar a Reaper. Estamos ya con la segunda entrega de nuestra guía. Y vamos a entrar en la comisaría y vamos a hablar con esta persona que nos encontramos justo a la entrada.
Hey, Quinlan. The Ripper strikes again. I guess we'll be seeing your work on the front page again. Another body and another byline.
You know, if you just catch this guy, Brandon, I could go back to writing the police blotter on page 12.
Sorry to hear about your partner. She was a nice girl. I liked her when she came around here.
She used to come down here?
Came down here all the time. She used to do your legwork.
Right. I can't do everything, can I? What about the library? That was the last place Stein was seen alive.
Standard operating procedures to copy all libraries. C-space files, that kind of stuff.
Well, how can I get my hands on what they found?
Hell, Quinlan, it's a public library. We just copied the files. Everything's still there.
I'll tell you, Lou. Magnata wasn't all too together at the murder site.
It's lucky for you.
No, I'm serious. There was this one strange thing.
Strange?
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that he intentionally destroyed a piece of evidence.
It won't be the first time.
Well, he's done it before?
Yeah, he hides it, he destroys it, he withholds it, you name it.
And this is common knowledge.
Yeah, he's like king shit at a bounty collecting, and the chief gets a piece of it. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know how this place works.
Forensics come up with anything yet?
Apparently, this pathologist over at the Medicog, he's come up with this theory. He thinks that the Ripper may have been using nanomachines to do it. And this is the hottest lead we got.
Nanomachines?
Yeah.
You know, Lou, I think it's time I bribe a photographer. Where's Stasiak?
He's in Wyoming.
Oh, come on, Brandon. He's the only guy I haven't really talked to. You never know what he might have picked up on.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. He picked up on too much. I'm not kidding with you. He went to Wyoming. The case was too much for him, and he took a leave of absence.
Stasiak. Cold Carl Stasiak.
Yeah. Get this. After the Stein murder, his wife calls and says Carl needed a little vacation. So that was it. He just got up, no goodbyes, no nothing. He didn't even give me a call.
Fuck.
Sorry. Jesus, Quinlan, I'm talking to reporters all day long, okay? If they see me talking to another one, I'm screwed. Check back with me later.
Una vez que hemos terminado de hablar con Brannon, tenemos que ir a buscar la sala donde se encuentran las evidencias, donde se encuentran las pruebas, y para ello tenemos que movernos en las distintas habitaciones que tienen en esta especie de puente, en esta comisaría tan futurista. Aquí es un poco lioso conseguir moverse, hay que ir jugando con ir moviéndose, girándose a la derecha y luego ir metiéndose en los pasillos, pero finalmente nos tenemos que meter por el pasillo de detrás y así alcanzar la sala de evidencias. Dicha sala es esta que tenemos aquí. Vamos a hablar con su encargado, que no va a estar muy colaborativo, pero sí nos va a decir que la mayoría de las pistas y de las pruebas se las ha llevado Magnata.
Oh, Christ. What do you want?
Some respect, Spankowski. You know, you really shouldn't talk to me like that.
I shouldn't be talking to you at all, you goddamn leech. What do you want? Some of us gotta work for a living.
Right. I need the evidence in the Powell case.
No way, Quinlan. That could be my job.
I need the evidence in the Powell case. Spankowski, what are you worried about? Magnato okayed it.
Get the hell out of here, Quinlan. Magnato would never let a civilian see evidence. He doesn't even like it when they're in the building. Look, Quinlan, I told you everything I know. Now, will you get the hell out of here before you get me in trouble?
Pues lo que vamos a hacer es intentar colarnos dentro del despacho de Magnota, que se encuentra justo a la derecha del primer despacho, el de Brannon, en el que fuimos al principio. Es este de aquí, y una vez dentro lo que vamos a hacer es escanear los dos documentos que se encuentran encima de la mesa para conseguir algunas pistas más, y luego veremos cómo Magnota aparece, nos pilla, casi nos pilla llevándonos las pruebas, y después de una charla nos manda por ahí.
Something on another murder case. Hamilton Warford, eh? Does this have something to do with the Ripper?
Object scanned into database. Object scanned into database.
Looking for something, Quinlan?
No, I just need to ask a few questions.
Because if I find out you're going through my stuff, I'll be glad to give you 72 hours on the tombs for tampering with an investigation.
Sling your shit at someone else, Magnata. It's not my fault you can't catch this guy.
No, let me see.
Who is Wofford?
You were looking at my stuff. Did you think I was kidding about arresting you?
Well, it's not like you were hiding it. And we already ran the story in the Herald, so it's not really news to me. He was a cyber architect, right? See, what interests me, though, Magnata, is that you have a month-old file lying on your desk. Does it have something to do with the Ripper?
You're lucky I'm in a good mood today, Quinlan, because you come this close to finding out what it's like to be a human shish kebab rotating in one of our fine penal institutions. But you're way off on that.
What's with this place you sent Catherine to?
Well, it's the best of its kind for flatliners. And it's got a doctor named Burton who practically invented the field. She's a real ball breaker, though.
What do you got on the Powell case?
Look, just because you two played tiddlywinks in your birthday suits doesn't mean I'm going to open police files for you. For all I know, you're a suspect. I mean, you were the only one there.
Any new developments?
Yeah, the pile of bodies is getting bigger. I got crazies coming out the woodwork to confess. This Ripper's been spotted more times than Elvis. The mayor's on my ass. She wants to revoke my jurisdiction. I don't break this soon, every cop in Manhattan be looking to get a piece of my bounty.
And you accuse me of getting rich off the Ripper.
I'm usually real cooperative with the press. You know that. But watch yourself on this one, Quinlan.
Lo único que hemos podido sacar de Magnota es que Catherine se encuentra en el Tribeca Center, que es un hospital, así que nos vamos a dirigir hacia allá. Y para ello pues podemos o bien coger la puerta de salida, que es lo que voy a hacer en este momento, o bien utilizar en el menú que se encuentra en la parte de arriba, darle al botón que es como un globo terráqueo, y eso nos va a llevar directamente al mapa y así podemos ir directamente a la zona que queramos. Llegamos al centro de Tribeca, nos vamos a girar hacia la izquierda y vamos a hablar con la recepcionista.
Medicog, hold on. Medicog, hold on. Medicog, hold on. May I help you off with something?
Beg your pardon?
I said, can I help you? What'd you think I said?
Nothing. I'm looking for whoever's taking care of my girlfriend, Catherine Powell.
That would be Dr. Burton. Take the elevator to the second floor and make a right. If she's not there, go to ICU down the hall from there. Whatever you do, don't stand too close to her.
Why's that?
A little chilly.
Right. What can you tell me about this Dr. Burton?
She's the boss. I can't tell you anything. Not here anyway.
Where's Farley?
In the basement. Take the elevator, follow the smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah. As you know, Farley's not the cleanest pathologist going. But we haven't had any complaints from his patients yet. And he's a soft touch for a smoke. If it wasn't for him, we'd never have any fun around here.
Bien, la doctora Barton se encuentra en el piso de arriba y Farley, que es el hombre del que nos habló Stasiak, se encuentra en el piso de abajo. Así que inicialmente vamos a ir al piso de abajo. Para ello nos vamos a ir caminando de frente, vamos a entrar en ese ascensor y utilizando los mandos que se encuentran allí nos vamos a ir a la parte inferior. Ahí lo vemos trabajando como forense, así que lo primero que vamos a hacer es hablar con él.
Hey, Vic. What's for lunch?
Hey, Quinlan!
They working you hard?
Working me like crazy these days.
Hey, is this Renee Stein?
Are you kidding? You were at the crime scene. You saw her insides splattered everywhere.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Nah, this woman was married to her ripper. Husband's a businessman away on a trip for 3 weeks. He gets paranoid that his partner's putting it to her while he's gone, so he flies home early and shoots her to death. I mean, stuff like that. That's why I never got married, you know? I had my chances, though, you know?
Any luck figuring out the Ripper's weapon yet?
I'm completely stumped. I did every test on these stiffs. I mean, a computer cross-matched the wounds with every kind of blade imaginable. Nothing. I mean, it's like a cross between a Vegematic and a diamond cutter.
Come on, Vic. Something must have cut these people open.
Nothing these computers can find. Now, you don't believe me? Look at those control panels by the stiffs.
You hear about my partner?
Who's that?
Catherine Powell. She was attacked by the Ripper. Somehow she got away. She's upstairs in a coma. Dr. Burton's treating her.
Oh, your friend's in good hands. Burton's a good doctor. And if she gets stuck, she'll probably call in her secret weapon.
What's that?
A guy named Joey Falconetti.
Joey Falconetti. Who's Joey Falconetti?
Cyberspace expert that Burton uses on all the tough cases. Also known by his old C-Space handle, Falconetti. Get it? Crazy guy. Likes looking at the bodies. I'm surprised she hasn't called him in yet to look at your friend.
What do you mean?
Well, he's the best there is on human-to-human decking. She usually calls him in on that kind of stuff, but not on the Ripper work.
Where can I find this Falconetti?
Difficult guy to find. Burton usually goes to a guy named Gamut Nelson. He passes the time at the Cafe du Champ.
Duchamp, Vic.
Duchamp. Well, you can find him there. Hey, Quinlan, I got a serious craving for a capicola hoagie from Fat Al's. Now, if you're in the neighborhood, could you get me one? Now, hold it on the hot peppers. My ulcer is killing me. Yeah.
Ahora vamos a girarnos hacia la derecha y vamos a observar 3 camillas con 3 cuerpos y vamos a pulsar en cada uno de ellos para que Filey nos dé alguna explicación al respecto de cada uno.
Here's an isolation of just one of the organs from this body. The lines indicate the many cuts made to this organ. The sheer number of cuts isn't the only amazing thing, though. Watch this. All of those cuts happen simultaneously. Human hand can't move that fast. And it was like this for every organ in the body. I tapped the nerve memory of this victim and fed it into the simulator so that I could reenact the attack. $1 million piece of hardware. And look what it gives me.
Jesus. Looks like she swallowed a fucking grenade.
Notice the path of the cut. Not 1 centimeter offline, like a seam was undone. Now, no human could have done this.
Because humans aren't strong enough?
It's not just strength, it's precision. He's cutting through skin, muscle, bone. No way this cut could be so neat. I'll tell you what else is weird. There are no traces of fabric in the wound.
Poco nos queda ya que hacer en la morgue, así que vamos a coger de nuevo el ascensor y nos vamos a ir a la planta superior para buscar a la doctora Barton. Una vez que hemos llegado al piso de arriba, la doctora Barton se encuentra en un pasillo que está a la derecha. Así que nos metemos por ese pasillo, llegamos al fondo hasta que conseguimos hablar con ella.
What are you doing here?
My name's Jake Quinlan. I'm a friend of Catherine's.
Quinlan.
How is Catherine? Is she going to be all right?
It doesn't look good. Her consciousness is deeply withdrawn.
Withdrawn? What's that mean?
It means her mental processes, her memory, the basic building blocks of her personality are inaccessible.
You mean she's in there, but you can't reach her?
That's a best-case scenario. We haven't yet diagnosed her psychic damage.
Well, is she going to be all right?
It doesn't look good. She's still in triage. We're going to just have to wait and see.
What are you doing for her?
I'm not doing anything for her as long as I'm standing here talking to you. Why don't you let me get back to work?
How did the Ripper do this?
It's hard to tell. She had some minor contusions on her head, nothing fatal, but you never know with head injuries. We won't know anything until we can get a data angel in there to do some investigating.
You can get a data angel into the consciousness of someone in a coma?
I'm not sending anyone in there until I've had a chance to fully map her psychic damage. Now, if you don't mind.
I mind. How did Catherine survive the attack?
Who knows? Maybe she fought him off. More likely someone or something interrupted the Ripper before he could finish.
La actitud de la doctora Barton es un poco sospechosa, así que vamos a aprovechar que se ha ido para hablar con el doctor Cable, que se encuentra a la izquierda.
You here to check on Miss Powell?
Yeah. She looks pretty bad. Is there anything you can do for her?
She's in good hands. And she'll be in even better hands once Dr. Burton allows us to treat her.
Was there any hope for Catherine?
Not at the rate we're going. We haven't even established an etiology, let alone begun to treat it. We've downloaded megabytes of fragmented images, sensations, memories, but not much that helps us at this point.
Anything that might help ID her attacker?
Well, there's an image on one of the monitors in the lab that's displaying an image we retrieved from Catherine's short-term memory. Now, she saw the person who attacked her, but in this condition, her mind can only assemble an extremely distorted image of him, or her.
Well, can we make it clear, or maybe use a computer to fill it out?
No. Catherine's brain will have to produce the image. The only way to help Catherine is to restore the memories and personality the Ripper destroyed.
What are Dr. Burton's plans for treating her?
If she has something in mind, she hasn't told me about it. She's blocking everything except the most conservative treatments. We've started to assemble data on the patient's past. We're maintaining life support. That's it.
Well, so fucking what? I mean, she doesn't know what to do. I thought she was the best in her field.
She's one of the best. I don't know what it is about this case. There's something here she's not telling us.
Have the cops said anything?
No, not to me. Dr. Burton's the attending physician. Although I have noticed that scary-looking detective who checked Powell in keeps coming back. Him and Burton got into it yesterday.
They had a fight.
Oh, that's an understatement. They look ready to kill each other. God knows what it was about.
I don't understand this. How can you rebuild Catherine's memory?
Well, the way we always do in a case like this. We assemble all the data we can about the patient's past. Life experiences, food she likes to eat, favorite movies, information on who her friends were. Then we upload all that back into the brain and hope that it triggers enough associative reactions to restore her memory.
What are the odds of this working?
Success rate's very high. I mean, we may not retrieve everything, but we should get around 90% or so.
What can I do to help restore that image of the Ripper?
Dig up everything you can about the Ripper, especially anything Catherine knew about the case. Of course, none of it's going to be of any use until Dr. Burton allows us to send a data angel into her brain, but we'll worry about that later.
Okay.
Yeah. Your friend's in stable condition, Quinlan, but she's not getting any better. And the image of the Ripper isn't getting any clearer.
Ya no le vamos a sacar nada más al doctor, así que nos vamos a ir a la zona esa que se encuentra junto enfrente, giramos a la izquierda y vamos a tener acceso a un ordenador que nos va a dar acceso al diario holográfico y vamos a poder ver un vídeo con la conversación de los doctores.
Looks like a holographic journal. Could be worth looking at.
Our options are pretty limited here. I tried direct cortex stimulation. It's risky, but there's a chance of it working.
It's too risky. We could lose her that way.
Well, we could try inserting data angels for a diagnostic. There's no risk in that.
I disagree. We've no idea what's left of her natural defenses. The trauma could have made them even harder to penetrate.
All right, look, then let's run the Norton Mapper program so we can take a stall profile and a cortical landscape. Then we know what we're dealing with.
You mean that hasn't been done yet? Why not?
Because I said so. I want her to stabilize before we introduce any kind of foreign code. Thanks for the consultation, but that's my decision.
How much more stable does she want, the woman? She's in a coma.
What's her problem? She won't do anything. We're supposed to just watch this patient die?
She's in charge. There's not much we can do. Our options are pretty limited here. I tried direct cortex.
Si ahora nos vamos de aquí y pulsamos en el televisor que estáis viendo ahí, en ese monitor, vamos a ver el porcentaje que tenemos de reconocimiento de Jack el Destripador.
The answer to the mystery. If I can only make this image clear, we will have our killer.
Como nos ha dicho el doctor anteriormente, tenemos que llegar a un porcentaje mínimo, pero siempre podemos comprobarlo. Poco más nos queda por hacer aquí, así que nos vamos a ir a la redacción del periódico a ver si conseguimos algo más de información. Nada más llegar, nos giramos a la derecha y pasamos a hablar con nuestro editor que se encuentra en su despacho.
Hey, Ben.
How's Catherine today?
No change.
Damn. This guy's the devil himself.
Ben, you know this cop Magnata?
Typical new breed cop. One of those guys started arresting people in volume when cops started collecting bonuses. He's been more aggressive than most.
Yeah, that's common knowledge, but what's his story?
He's killed 6 people in the line of duty, some under questionable circumstances. He's bad news. I wouldn't mess with him, Quinlan.
Okay. Didn't we run anything on this Wofford murder?
Yep. Cyber architects. They lived near the old Central Park. Somebody put a bullet in Hamilton Wofford's head. Cops don't have a motive yet. They probably had a lot of money stashed away in that cottage, but there's no evidence of a robbery.
You ever hear of a Joey Falconetti, Ben?
No, the name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't quite place it. Times is breathing down our back on this story. Get to work.
Dentro de la redacción nos encontramos con un punto bastante importante, que es nuestra propia mesa del despacho, que es aquella que se encuentra justo en medio de la sala, esa que estáis viendo ahí enfrente. Una vez dentro podemos acceder a un ordenador que nos va a permitir entrar en el ciberespacio. Ese ciberespacio vais a ver que tiene una animación bastante espectacular y que simplemente girando izquierda o derecha vamos a poder ir a distintos iconos que nos van a llevar a distintas zonas del ciberespacio.
A computer with a deck port. Can never have too many of those.
Virtual Dynamics Operating System.
Exit cyberspace. Virtual library. Virtual herald. Exit cyberspace.
De momento poco más se puede hacer por ahí, nada más que acceder a la información de la biblioteca y a la información del periódico. Y lo que vamos a hacer ahora es irnos a la mesa, al escritorio de Catherine, para ver si conseguimos algún tipo de información. Lo más importante va a ser un listín digital de teléfonos que nos van a dar distintos nombres y distintos teléfonos, que es ese aparatejo que se encuentra un poco más a la derecha. Este no es este chisme, no salimos de aquí, sino el que se encuentra un poco más a la derecha. Y ahí vamos a poder ver distintos números de teléfono que Keelan va a memorizar.
Catherine's address file. As good a place to find a clue as any.
Una vez hecho esto, nos volvemos a nuestro escritorio, vamos a leer una nota que se encuentra encima de nuestra mesa y vamos a meternos en el ciberespacio para meternos en ambas zonas, tanto en la biblioteca como en la web del periódico.
Virtual Dynamics Operating System.
Exit cyberspace. Virtual herald. Virtual Library.
I could use some help here. You're a human presence, I assume.
Everyone at a service desk is. The library doesn't use smart sprites for public interface. You don't read much, do you?
Did you see a woman named Renee Stein recently?
Records place her here, but she didn't check anything out, and I don't remember seeing her.
Have the cops talked to you?
They asked questions, but I couldn't tell them much. They copied all the files from the Victorian root directory and ordered us not to alter the file structures until the case is solved.
So any clues left from the day Stein was killed would still be here?
Guess so. I sure didn't take them.
Aquí en la biblioteca tenemos que pulsar en esa especie de espejo que encontramos a la derecha.
A note with some call numbers on it. Could Renee Stein have left this here? Can you help me with this call number?
I'm sorry, this is not a valid call number. It appears Stein altered the reference matrix, but an unknown book was distributed. If you could unscramble the call number, I could help you. Wait, Quinlan, that's a valid call number. I'll get the book.
A book about the original Jack the Ripper. Can't be a coincidence. Renee Stein must have used this. But what does it mean?
All I can do for you is recommend something to read, Quinlan. How about Mailer's email to myself? I'm not sure what the point of it is, but it's really long.
Exit cyberspace.
Como habéis visto ahí, pues hemos conseguido acceder a un libro sobre el destripador que nos va a servir para tener más información más adelante. Poco más nos queda que hacer en la redacción, así que lo que vamos a hacer es irnos al apartamento de Catherine. Estamos ya en el apartamento y aquí lo que tenemos que mirar son 3 pósters que se encuentran en distintas zonas de la habitación. 2 se ven directamente desde esta zona que estáis viendo desde aquí, que sería ese con esa especie de bicho azul y el del fondo, y luego girando desde aquí a la izquierda a lo que sería nuestra espalda encontraríamos otro más. Lo que tenemos que hacer en cada uno de ellos es acercarnos al póster y mirar hacia abajo porque vamos a poder encontrar algún tipo de objeto.
A laser cane. Wonder what this inscription means. J. Dorset.
En este primer caso nos encontramos con un bastón láser con una inscripción dentro. Nos vamos al siguiente póster. Aquí encontramos esta felicitación de cumpleaños y en el del fondo nos vamos a encontrar que no hay ningún objeto que sea utilizable en este momento. La fecha del cumpleaños nos sirve para saber qué es Piscis y con ello nos vamos a quedar con la copla del dibujo correspondiente o la constelación correspondiente a Piscis que se encuentra en el último de los pósters, que además no nos permite realizar esa mirada hacia abajo que hemos visto en los pósters anteriores. Una vez que ya tenemos más o menos cómo es la forma de la constelación de Piscis, nos salimos de esta zona y nos vamos a ir a una mesa que se encuentra en el centro de la habitación, donde nos vamos a encontrar un nuevo minijuego. En ese minijuego nos vamos a encontrar una especie de tablero donde hay distintas casillas y una serie de piedras. Pues lo que tenemos que hacer es ir colocando esas piedras para hacer, o más o menos simular, porque ya vais a ver que se parece regulín regulán, la forma de la constelación que acabamos de ver.
Catherine's crystals. I always thought they were a little too neo-new agey for Catherine.
Como habéis visto, ha aparecido una luz que ha señalado a unos libros que se encontraban debajo de los pósters, del póster donde se encontraban las constelaciones. Así que nos acercamos a él para fijarnos más detenidamente en los lomos de esos libros, porque vamos a necesitarlo más adelante. Ya hemos acabado en el apartamento y ahora nos vamos a dirigir a la tienda de South Betty, que se encontraba entre los números que tenía Catherine apuntado en su agenda de teléfono. Nada más llegar a la tienda, nos acercamos al mostrador y hablamos con él.
So, Betty? Name's Quinlan. I'm a friend of Catherine Powell's.
I was wondering when you're going to come by. I read about Catherine in the paper. Told her she was getting too close to that maniac.
Well, she never told me anything about you. What was she coming to see you about?
Take it easy, cowboy. Mine hasn't worked in years. Besides, Catherine didn't dig the training wheels. I was her source, and that was it.
What did you do for Catherine?
Like I do for anybody. I do what needs doing. I run a little B&E in the net, melt some ice, do a little handwriting analysis. Hey, I got my code for everything.
Well, selling smoke and melting ice don't go together. Strange qualifications for a shopkeeper.
Hey, in the net, everything isn't linked, Quinlan. The shop is the shop. In cyberspace, I can walk. I can run. I can fucking dance, baby.
What do you sell?
Whatever you need, Mr. Quinlan. Whatever you need. Just received a full shipment of Virginia red leaf, laced with lucitrell. Got a full range of smart drugs. You know, to catch the Ripper, you're gonna have to outthink him. And for what Catherine tells me, you can use chemical assistance.
What was she investigating?
She was trying to make a connection between the Ripper's murder victims.
So you're like a deck jock, then? Are there any new innovations in cyberspace I should know about?
Well, notional engineering made some big advances, but the basic idea is still the same. Most of the angels you meet will be pre-packaged product from Trans-Tech or Rembus environment. Only the ace angels can design their own wings.
So there shouldn't be any surprises waiting for me?
I didn't say that. I mean, it's just that things will look familiar. Everybody you meet will either be a rendered image or a video image that looks awfully real. Of course, you only get video from the best hackers or from direct brain images.
What do you think about the ice soap?
Why are you so worried about ice?
I have a feeling it's going to get worse.
Your girlfriend had the same feeling. There's some really bizarre stuff on the net these days, ever since Rembus came up with that software with the Ice Maker program. You know, anybody with a deck can construct their own ice.
Bizarre stuff.
Oh yeah, attack dogs, giant rats, minefields, monkey balls, you name it. I can't tell you how to prepare for that world, brother. You's on your own. Still digging for dirt on your girlfriend, Quinlan? You got to keep an eye on a woman.
Poco más nos queda por hacer aquí, simplemente nos vamos a salir, nos vamos a dar la vuelta y del mostrador que se encuentra o de la estantería que se encuentra en la zona central vamos a fijarnos en detalle y nos vamos a fijar en una revista que vamos a escanear.
Object scanned into database.
Ahora sí que nos vamos y nos dirigimos a la mansión Wofford.
Who goes there? Murderer! Murderer!
Of the English language, maybe. Just a journalist.
Beware you. I've got weapons here that can render you helpless.
Relax, old timer. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm just after some information.
You, sir, stand in my domain, and the question is, who are you? Speak quickly.
I'm Jake Quinlan, from the Virtual Herald.
Quinlan. Quinlan, I know that name. You're the one who speaks for the Ripper.
No, I don't speak for him. He just writes me letters and we print them. They're news. But who are you? I thought the owner of this house was dead.
One of them is my twin brother, Hamilton. And he finished what he called the most fascinating project of his life. And then I found him, shot dead right here in this room. And I thought just fallen asleep.
What did the police tell you?
The police, bah! I'm sure they're in on it.
Do you think the police are in on your brother's murder?
It's obvious the way they were rooting around in Hamilton's work. Kept asking him for his well address and threatened to lock me up if I didn't tell them. But they got nothing out of me. They took away cartons of his discs. But they won't find anything there. Hamilton was too smart for them to.
Was the cop a guy named Magnata?
Yeah. Yes. I should have vaporized him. He'll get nothing out of me.
Sure. Why don't you tell me about your brother's work?
You don't know? He was famous. Or he should have been. He built virtual worlds. Places from history and locations from the future. And you walk through them in cyberspace, like walking through the corridors of time itself. And he was a genius, like Leonardo.
What was he working on in the end?
As I told you, mum's the word, as he would say. And all I know, it was something involving stranger research than usual. And he came out of cyberspace one night and he told me he'd spent the day in an English music hall. And that's all I can remember.
Wow. Who was your brother working for?
What makes you so sure that I know?
We all confide in someone. A brother's a good place to start.
I don't know. Hamilton.
Hey, you all right?
He's dead.
I know, it's hard. But you must have some way to at least find out who he was working for.
My brother thought that he was protecting me, I suppose. Yeah. Of course, how's the killer supposed to know he didn't tell me everything? Besides, I'm trustworthy as the day is long. It's not like I'm gonna tell anyone about his secret hiding places.
Excuse me, what are you talking about? What about hiding places?
You know about the hiding places, huh? Well then, you know more than I do. Hamilton was like Leonardo. I tell you, with devices and concealments, components hidden in secret compartments all over the blasted house. If I could just find them, I could plug them in and get his, well, address. But I don't know where the hell half of them are anymore. Maybe I should just clean the whole place out and move.
But in other words, I have to locate and then lock secret compartments in this cottage to find the address to Hamilton's cyberspace well?
Well, yeah, that's the idea. Doubt you're clever enough to do it, though. Doubt you can do it. You snoop around too much for your own good. I'm more dangerous than I look. I warn you.
Una vez que hemos hablado con Covington, nos fijamos que justo a la izquierda tenemos también acceso al ciberespacio.
Virtual Dynamics Operating System.
Exit cyberspace.
Pues ahora en la mansión se nos van a presentar 3 minijuegos con los cuales vamos a conseguir 3 válvulas de vacío que vamos a utilizar para arreglar una máquina que contiene las válvulas de vacío, pero están estropeadas. Concretamente son 5 válvulas, de las que hay estropeadas 3. Y lo que tenemos que hacer pues es resolver los distintos minijuegos para conseguir esas válvulas de vacío, y esas máquinas nos darán las pistas que el hermano de Woodford no ha podido llegar a poner en pie. Entrando en la siguiente habitación, justo en la mesa que nos encontramos al lado de la escalera, vamos a encontrar el primero de los minijuegos, que es un laberinto. Para ello tenemos que conseguir que una pelotilla que sale desde la parte de arriba llegue a la parte de abajo, a la meta, y para ello pues tenemos que ir cambiando las posiciones de las distintas paredes para que llegue al sitio que queremos. Así que quedaros con la copla de la secuencia que voy realizando. Primera válvula obtenida. Ahora nos vamos a ir a la planta de arriba. Una vez que entremos en esta habitación, nos vamos a encontrar a la derecha una especie de caja registradora y luego unos serie de botones que hacen que caigan unas monedas.
Another antique. The Woffords have quite a collection.
La historia está en que tenemos que hacer que las monedas caigan en un orden en concreto. Para saber el valor de cada moneda, que vamos a conseguir pulsando en los botones de la izquierda. Como veis ahí, aparece en la caja registradora el valor que tiene. Bueno, pues la solución al puzzle es conseguir que en la caja registradora salgan los siguientes números, correspondientes a las distintas monedas: 5, 10, 25 y 5, teniendo en cuenta que el botón de más a la izquierda es la moneda de 1, luego la de 5, luego la de 10 y luego la de 25. Conseguimos la segunda válvula y nos volvemos al piso de abajo. Según bajamos las escaleras, nos vamos hacia la izquierda y nos vamos al fondo de la habitación y nos vamos a encontrar 3 relojes, cada uno con una forma que intente representar una zona, de tal manera que vamos a tener un reloj que tiene que representa Egipto, otro que representa Alemania y otro que representa América. La historia es que tenemos que poner en el reloj egipcio las 9:35 de la tarde y luego hay que conseguir los distintos usos horarios para el reloj alemán y el reloj americano, de tal manera que el alemán será las 8:35 de la mañana y el americano las 2:35 de la tarde. Y para ello podemos utilizar de ayuda a la izquierda un mapa de usos horarios que podemos encontrar. Ya tenemos todas las válvulas, nos volvemos a la habitación previa y con ello podemos activar la máquina central. Simplemente dándole al interruptor de esa máquina central veremos qué válvula funciona y cuáles no, pero de todas maneras da igual porque lo único que tendremos que hacer es irnos a nuestro inventario y coger cada una de las válvulas y usarlas, y ya se sustituirán de forma automática. Con esto hemos conseguido la palabra Vulcan, que no es ni más ni menos que la contraseña de la Well, que es una especie de página web dentro del ciberespacio de Wofford. Y lo que tenemos que hacer ahora es irnos al ciberespacio y entrar en esa página web para conseguir más información. Simplemente entramos en el ciberespacio y nos vamos yendo hacia la derecha y vamos a ver, hacia la izquierda, y vamos a ver que ahora tenemos una nueva opción que está activa, que es precisamente esa página web.
Virtual Dynamics Operating System.
Exit cyberspace. Catherine's Well. Wofford Well.
This is really strange. Books, pictures, and references to Victorian England. The old man must have been constructing a virtual Victorian environment at the time of his murder. But why? A scale model for what looks like a Victorian city. A scale model for what looks like a Victorian city. Apparently, the Woffords did most of their notional modeling in this well. The virtual tools of the trade were apparent, but what caught my eye was the scale model of a virtual city that was stored here.
Y una vez que obtenemos la información, aprovechamos que el Pisuerga pasa por Valladolid y vamos a visitar la web de Catherine.
Apparently, the Woffords did most of their
Catherine's Well.
En este caso la contraseña ha sido horóscopo, que fue el libro que encontramos en su apartamento. Ojo, cuidado con ponerle la tilde, que si no, no funciona.
I am Detective Vincent Magnata of the New York City Allied Police Force's Soho Corps. This is a restricted crime scene. You must leave the area immediately. This will be your only warning.
Y ahora vamos a pasar a un minijuego de acción en el cual tenemos que destruir un fantasmita. Con el botón izquierdo atacamos y con el derecho nos ponemos en modo de defensa.
Catherine's notes on the Ripper case. My most important clue to learning what happened to her.
Pues acabamos en el ciberespacio y nos vamos a dirigir al Café Duchamp.
Exit cyberspace.
Falcon model whack you've got there? Let me see. I've been grepping for one of these for months. These are tough to find if you're not in the professions. What are you, a lawyer?
Reporter for the Herald.
Low end of the pay scale, eh?
Tell me about it.
You should work for yourself. There are thousands of ways to make money in the net. Believe me, I know.
Do you know Joey Falconetti?
Joey Falconetti. I haven't done business with that scoundrel in years. Talk about profiteering in the net.
But do you know him?
Eddie and I owned part of an emoticon franchise. You know, one of those sea-spaced emotional counter zones? This was years ago. Legitimate business, you see, but... Eddie's a thief by nature. Robbed it blind. We had to sell out to some Palestinians in New Dallas. I haven't worked with it since, but I keep an eye on him, so he doesn't pilfer any of my holdings.
Do you know where I can find Falconetti?
You don't. The Falcon usually finds you and takes your money.
Well, lucky for me, I'm broke. A grave digger named Farley at the Metacog told me that you might be a link to finding him.
What's your interest? You out to kill him?
Well, it's not killing I had in mind.
Well, somebody's gonna whack that bird one of these days. Eddie's consciousness is inside a few hundred terabytes of well space, with his body safely hidden. I set Metacog up with a guy named Twig. Lives out in Hoboken. He seems to always know where Eddie's at. Eddie usually presents himself with video. He likes to show off.
Hoboken. Mr. Nelson, what's your background with cyberspace?
Got some time. It would take a while. I've been decking with the global net since it went online. Present at the creation, let's say. That's why thugs like Falconetti disappoint me. Damn waste of talent.
Ya tenemos la información necesaria para ir a ver a Falconetti, así que nos dirigimos a su piso franco y hablamos con la persona que nos encontramos ahí al principio.
Monitoring Helen 1, Circus Maximus. Blood pressure 120/70. Pulse 58.
You must be Jake Quinlan looking for the Falcon.
How do you know who I am?
Gambit called ahead.
Monitoring Helen 1, Circus
That's strange. Burton usually sends Dr. Cable whenever she's in trouble.
Oh, news travels fast.
I guess.
Tell me, Twig, is Eddie as good as his rep?
Best I've ever seen, and I'm no amateur. He can deck for days straight and keep sharp. No paranoia, no mental fatigue, no loss of rationality. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have someone like me, cooking for him.
Cooking? You keep him drugged?
Hey, even an archangel like the Falcon needs medication. Extended decking, very hard on the dendrites, man. And the tuchus. Lots of sitting.
I could imagine. Where's Falconetti?
Not a simple question. He's usually in two places at once. Tell Burton and Cable they gotta beg in person for Eddie's aid.
Don't play games with me, Circuit Head. Lives are at stake. See, I don't have time to trade one-liners with a goddamn glorified houseboy. You don't give me Falconetti in 5 seconds. I'm gonna email your address to Detective Magnotta, and you won't be dancing with any shadows in a maximum security prison.
Don't blow your motherboard because Burton's getting lazy. That's her problem, not mine. Falcon is playing in one of his wells. The address is Circus Maximus. I'd suggest trying a different approach with him if you're planning on cooperation.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
My pleasure.
Monitoring Helen 1, Circus Maximus.
Hemos conseguido la contraseña de la web de Falconetti, así que tenemos que coger cualquiera de los ordenadores que nos den acceso, ya sea aquí en la redacción o bien en la mansión de Wofford. Así que nos vamos aquí, nos metemos en el ciberespacio y utilizamos la contraseña que nos han dicho, Circus Maximus.
Virtual Dynamics Operating System.
Exit cyberspace. Falconetti Circus.
Looking for Falconetti? Well, I think you got him. What the fuck is going on here? It's a 40 gigabyte virtual environment. Made it myself. Pretty impressive, huh? Think of it like a game room, and you're my favorite toy. You're called the Answer Doll, and the idea is I throw a knife, and you answer a question. Who the fuck sent you? Ah, shit!
I'm a reporter. What's it to you?
Shit! Wrong answer. Now I gotta kill you. You think I want everybody to know where I am?
What are you so afraid of, Eddie?
Death. It's a pretty good thing to be scared of, don't you think?
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing to be afraid of. I have a friend in trouble. She needs help.
I love showing up clear. First, you gotta show me what you're worth in cyberspace. I'm gonna work with you. I can see if you can handle yourself.
What are you talking about?
You shoot a bad guy, you get a point. You shoot a good guy, you lose. I had high score. You beat it and we'll talk.
Okay, I shoot good.
Pasamos a un nuevo minijuego de acción en el cual tenemos que atacar únicamente a los enemigos que vayan a atacar, no es decir, los que porten un arma. Es un poco complicado porque se parecen mucho los enemigos de los no enemigos, pero simplemente teniendo un poco de cuidado se consigue. Además que podemos repetirlo las veces que haga falta.
Hey, shooting cowboy. Reckon you can fly with the Falcon after all. How's about you and me back at the Hacienda?
Now, you wouldn't be lying to me now, would you, Eddie? Because I've been to your house, and you weren't there.
Well, just because you can't see me doesn't mean I'm not there. Talk to Twig. He'll be expecting you.
Volvemos a salir del ciberespacio y nos dirigimos al piso franco de Falconetti de nuevo. Una vez en el piso franco vamos a encontrarnos que seguimos sin poder acceder en la puerta trasera, pero ahora al hablar con la persona que se encontraba allí antes, sí que nos va a dejar entrar.
Locked. Damn. How am I supposed to open this?
Monitoring Helen 1, Circus Maximus. Blood pressure 120/70. Pulse 58. Respiration normal. Monitoring Helen 1, Circus Maximus.
Play straight with me, Twig. I'm all played out. I want to see your boss in the flesh.
Relax.
Pulse 58.
He wired me on the Ethernet. He's on the other side of the door behind me. Once I open it, though, you're on your own.
Circus Maximus. Blood pressure 120/70. Pulse 58. Respiration normal.
Christ, I feel like a fucking corpse. Lucky for you, I had to come up for air. Hey, Twig, you lazy piece of shit! What kind of cheap-ass nootropics you feed me? Can barely keep up with the data transfer in there. No wonder I lost that fucking contest. All right, hotshot. What do you want?
There's this detective named Magnata working the case. Won't tell me much.
You say Magnata? Christ. He's worse than a fucking criminal.
Sounds like you know him.
Know him? I know him. I know I'd like to blow his fucking brains out.
Well. How did an outlaw like you hook up with a respected doctor like Burton?
Mean she didn't tell you? Babe has the hots for me. Has for years.
Does she? What's your take on the Ripper, Eddie?
Holy shit, I just realized you're the one he writes to. He's the only reason to read the rags. Fucking guy's incredible. He gets in there, paints the room in blood like Jackson Pollock on crack, and gets out with other traits. And that's buzzing about this psycho.
You sound like his #1 fan.
I can't get the guy out of my head. His stealth, his tools. I've been collecting knives for 30 years. I don't have a clue what kind of blade he's using.
My friend and partner was attacked by the Ripper.
You're going through all this for a woman, I assume you're doing her. Do crazy shit for love, don't we?
Yeah, I'm beginning to think so. What's with all these knives?
Well, for one, I'd say they're sharp.
I didn't mean that.
Oh, I see. I collect knives, and there's a serial killer loose. Knives equal killer, right? Gee, I heard you reporter types were smart, but heck, you're way over my head here.
Okay. Look, Eddie, why don't you help me out with Catherine?
Why should I risk my ass for you?
You could piss off your old enemy, Magnata.
Here's the deal. I've been in cyberspace for 80 hours. I gotta collect from 2 bookies, eat a big steak, dine for some real food, and sweat these cheap-ass nootropics out of my system. It'll take a couple hours. I'll meet you at the ICU later. Then we'll see what a genius can do about your babe.
Great. I'll see you there.
Y con esto acabamos el primer acto, así que nos veremos en la siguiente entrega de la guía con el segundo. Y yo, como siempre, me despido hasta el siguiente vídeo de Insert Coin. ¡Hasta luego!